It's how horrible women have become, says Christopher. That's the root cause of all evil. Perhaps. Perhaps it is. Because we turn the other way to it. Christopher says, Howard, you said that people always forget every morning that what society is because of the twisted, hijacked woman mind. Yeah, well, it's worse than that, Christopher. We want to sleep with them. So we can't simultaneously hold the idea that this is a manipulative person who uses emotions and reputations, and things like that, but I want to get together with them physically. So it's like being able to look at the foreground and the background at the same time. We just can't do it. So whatever, happens, like if she says, I'm going to falsely accuse you, I'm going to divorce you, I'm going to take you for everything that you have, I'm going to destroy your life, and I'm going to take your kids, and you're going to pay for me to be in your home with another man, because you didn't agree with me on my favorite TV show. Okay? She says that. The man is like, he hears it and he's like, wow, that's a horrible human being. I got to run for the hills. But then he, looks at her body and he's like, wow, I want to get together with her. So she's kind of like got him, and she knows it. She can pretend to cry. It's a horrible situation. It's a horrible thing to be at the, sexual whim of a woman. To be that weak of a man, to be that little in charge of the situation. And yet that's exactly what we are. Why do you think I used the thumbnail that I used on this particular video? The women are dancing. The women are having a good time. The women are drinking. The women are enjoying themselves. The women are getting strong. The men are being destroyed, and they're letting it happen. Frank says, Howard Dare don't need validation. I don't know, Frank. It's nice to be acknowledged, I tell you, the things that make people happy in life, it's not money, it's not fame, it's not unlimited sex, it's not like a life with no consequences. It's having a small group of friends, at least between like 7 and 30, a small community, and being able to have a positive impact on their life with your work. In other words, like Frank is here, everybody. Okay, we can now, start up the job. Thanks for getting here, Frank. What do we need to do? And, that makes people feel good. It's like, well, okay, this is my job, and, you work at it. That's what people need to feel good about life. That's what makes people happy in life. Small group of friends, work that actually has a positive impact in the world around you and the people around you. And then finally, a little bit of time to reflect and to think about things so that you're not too overwhelmed and too hurried. So that you can find, so that you can figure out what you really do care about in life and then pursue it. That's what makes people happy, not fame and fortune and money. Those things usually destroy people, especially if they haven't earned it, if it just kind of comes to them through luck. Yeah, Lawin says, gentlemen, always learn to say no to women's strange needs. Exactly. You have to. If you can't say no to a woman, she's going to destroy your life. And with the way that we've lifted them up in our society and in our culture, and the way that they've played the victim, they've been oppressed for thousands of years. How do you say no to them? Right? They'll accuse you. So it's a horrible situation, and the little boys are paying for it, the men are paying for it, and our future is being destroyed for it, just so that the women can dance and party and have a good time and indulge themselves. Let's fix this. Says, I'm a CPA specialist specializing in taxes. I take extreme joy in minimizing what the government pilfers away from people, mainly men. Thank you. Let's fix this. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's obscene. And I'm sure that that the infrastructure around the men, the communities around the men, the laws and the freedoms, the institutions that help the men, they're being destroyed. So it's not just they're stealing the money, it's they're also misallocating and misusing what money they've already stole. And I don't even know if they're stealing it, but they're certainly misallocating it. And you know why, right? Because they don't have moral and ethical principles guiding their behavior. This is what I'm talking about here in MGTOW. What are those moral and ethical, principles? Well, they're a little tricky, but you better figure them out. You better figure them out in life. Otherwise, man, you're not going to have anything. This is the foundation. It has to do with fulfilling your own life's purpose, discovering your own life's purpose, and then pursuing it and being productive at it. Lawin says, Howard Dare, there's a video from Red Pill Wisdom saying making a woman happy is sexist. Any thoughts? Feminists are losing it. Oh, yeah. Well, I have a lot of videos on this subject, Lawin. Don't make women happy. Keep them sad. Don't compliment them. Otherwise, you're in a lot of trouble. Happy women, mean like really kind of somewhat abusive, crazy children. That's what this is. Like a woman could come into the live stream right now and say, I think we should put cows on the moon and get better milk. And there'd be like a whole bunch of guys in the chat that would be like, you're right. That's the best idea I've ever heard. What's your name? Where do you live? Can I get your phone number? Right? And it's got nothing to do with whether or not it's a good idea. It's got to do with the fact that he wants to get together with her. And then if somebody were to say, that's a stupid idea, he'd be like, you don't get to talk to her that way. You're a bad man. You're a sexist. You're like Donald Trump. You're a Nazi. I'm flagging your videos. And then he goes back and starts talking to the obese, retarded woman, who's lying to him. So that's what we're dealing with. No, you can't. You can't compliment them. Like what? The little boys at the mall were going to compliment the girls that were like covered in money. You know what I mean? Covered in approval and confidence. Little retarded boy's going to walk up there on his medication, walking sideways, looking cross-eyed, drooling on him. You're very pretty. She'd be like, get the hell away from me. This is a nightmare. And it is. Right? So that's what they've created. Not my fault. No, she has no vision of the future. Christopher says, she has no vision of the future. No, she doesn't. She's not governed by principle. She's governed by material wants and needs and fear. And this is the truth, okay? Plato says it in the Republic from 400 BC. If you want to know how to control a free state, you control the women and the children through their fears and through their need for food and things like that. And then the men will follow along. They'll just be like, well, whatever she says. If you only knew the power of the dark side, says 100%. That's what's crazy about MGTOW. It's not feminism because we are correct. Oh, it's not feminism for multiple reasons, a dark side. Feminism wants more rules and laws and regulations through the government. MGTOW just wanted to be treated fairly. MGTOW, it really is freedom. It really is, walking away from a bad deal. The principles that are moving men to walk away from this corrupt system is no different from what caused America to break away from England. This is a natural human thing, and the globalists and the leftists and the socialists and the communists and the feminists are trying to, Antifa, are saying, no, we will not allow you to be governed by reason and logic. You will be governed by emotion and whim, and we will falsely accuse and we will just destroy people's reputations, and that will rule the day. And the men and the other people are saying, no, this is Western civilization, science, logic, reason, compassion, intelligence. That's what will rule the day. Anything else, it's just the angry masses. So that's the fight that we're in too. And it's a fight for your individual life. Like, there's not going to be a job for you. They're going to throw you out of the office. They're going to say, you looked at her the wrong way. Even another guy is going to accuse you. Sorry, getting all excited. The Western world, the dark side says the Western world has become feminized. It's all about feelings. Exactly. No white knights, please. Yeah. Well, there's the simp. There's the, Benedict Arnold, the male betrayer, right? Like, you can almost forgive the young guy too. He just wants to get some. He just wants to get together with the woman, All of his biology is based on it. But the idea that the entire civilization has gone that way, it's disgusting. taken seriously, says, well, regulation is a good thing. Without regulations, anyone in the country could get a gun with little effort, and food would have enough chemicals in it to inflict cancer in 2 years' time or less. Well, some of the regulations are, yeah. See, I'm not a complete anarchist. A lot of guys making content hearing me go, they're complete anarchists, let it all burn, destroy the government. No, there's some useful purposes for the government, right? Like, enforcing our contracts, making sure people don't physically attack each other, things like that. Or at least punishing them when they do. Thank you for your good work, Mr. Dare. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank you for the, appreciation. It makes a big difference, right? Like if you've got someone in your life and they're doing some good work, tell them. You don't have to hold it back. You don't have to wait until Christmas. You don't have to wait until their birthday. You don't have to wait for a special occasion. You can tell the employee, you can tell your coworker, you're doing good work.